Hi guys, this is going to be just a really quick rundown of calories and how to track calories. I've just been to the gym, so this is just going to be a very basic sort of a situation. This is for people that are brand new to tracking calories. So I did just do something where I wanted to try to share the screen, but it didn't work. So I'm going to have to do it some other way. But anyway, now it's just going to be a basic rundown. So there are three macros. There's carbs, protein, and fat. They are the three macros that make up the calorie content of all of our foods that we eat. Alcohol is sometimes called the fourth macro. So carbs and protein have 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. Alcohol has 7 calories per gram. It's basically empty calories. It doesn't provide us with any energy or anything like that. It does give us some energy, but they call them empty calories. So we're just going to focus on the 3, carbs, fats, and protein. When you get given your calorie numbers, it's probably, if you're listening to this, it's probably going to be a deficit number or a maintenance number. So deficit calories are calories that are less than what your body requires to function in a day. Maintenance calories are the number of calories approximately that your body requires to function in a day. Surplus calories are more calories than your body requires to function in a day. That's where you can start to gain some fat. All of these categories, whether it be deficit, maintenance, or surplus, they're all kind of operated within a range. So they're not going to be a specific number. Each day will be slightly different, but they're kind of a range. So if your calorie numbers are 1,500, I give you your calorie, it's 1,500 a day, your calorie goal, then you can kind of consider that you've got like 50 calories on either side to play with. Like use it as a range. So let's go 1,450 to 1,550. So it's less restrictive. Like there is a little bit of wriggle room. I don't want you to be too fixated on specifically getting it to 1,500 each day. So consider it like 50 calories on either side. So obviously carbs and protein are less calorie dense, so they should make up the majority of your meal in terms of volume and quantity, and then fats will make up a little bit. You can't eat as many fats without it blowing your calorie budget because of the calorie weight of fats. So all of your nutrition labels that you see, there's nutrition labels on everything you eat other than fresh produce, obviously. It'll look like this. Hopefully that's the right way around for you guys. So calories, 150, but up the top, it always has the serving size. So this serving size is half a cup, which is 40 grams. And it says they're uncooked. So if you were going to log this in MyFitnessPal, you'd want to weigh it raw, uncooked, 40 grams, no liquid added to it or anything. So 40 grams is one serving. So one serving, which is 40 grams of these oats, is 150 calories. And that is, I can't read it this way, 2.5 grams of fat. And then it's got carbs, 27 grams of carbs and 5 grams of protein. So it does tell you all of your macro totals on there as well. So what you can do in MyFitnessPal, I'm not going to be able to show you right now, but you can scan the barcode of all of these sorts of products. So all you do is scan the barcode and it will come up with this product in MyFitnessPal straight away. And you've just got to select the serving size. So how many servings are you having? If you had 80 grams of the oats, you'd put 2 serving sizes of the oats into your MyFitnessPal. It's really easy. Like packet food is so easy. You've just got to make sure you go according to the serving size and how they measure it out. So this is pasta. Pasta serving size is 56 grams and it says they're dry. So you just go according to the instructions. So you would want to weigh this out dry if you can, possibly. I know this can be really hard when you're cooking for a whole family, but if you can try and like do yours separately or something while you're getting a handle on things, that's best. Where it can get a little bit harder when you're tracking in MyFitnessPal is like fresh produce, like a banana or something that you can't just scan the barcode. Like with yogurt, tortillas, bread, milk, like so many things, you can just scan the barcode. It's super easy. But with things like fresh produce, like a banana, you can just guess. So what you do is you go into MyFitnessPal, add food, and then you'd search banana. And if the banana's small, then do a small banana. If it's a pretty average size banana, do medium. If it's a large one, put large. Like, they'll have all the options. So just choose the entry that suits that best. Same with apples or whatever. If you are like going to have some broccoli, for example, I don't want people getting too hung up on weighing out like vegetables that are fairly low calorie anyway. I never weighed out any of my vegetables when I do a cut. I just guess. So with broccoli, if you're having a little bit of broccoli, like just go a quarter cup or a half a cup of broccoli. It's really not that much difference. So just choose the entry that best suits what you think. With meat is, usually it will come in a packet. You can scan the barcode. Meat is something you definitely want to weigh, and you want to try to weigh it raw. That's because when you cook it, it loses water in the cooking process, loses fluid, and there's no way of guessing how much fluid it's lost in the cooking process. Whether you steam it, you grill it, whatever you do, you bake it, you just don't know how much fluid it's losing. So when you weigh it cooked, it's not as accurate as weighing it raw. If you have no option and you have to go off the cooked weight, that's fine. There'll be an entry in MyFitnessPal for that. So let's say it's chicken breast. I try to do it raw. I'd weigh it out raw and then I would cook it. If I had a big batch of shredded cooked chicken that was already done and I wanted to put some in a wrap, I would search in MyFitnessPal shredded chicken, and there would be a entry or an option for shredded chicken cooked, and I would just go off that, like 75 grams of cooked shredded chicken. And it's not going to be 100% accurate, but it's better than not putting anything in at all. So sometimes you kind of just have to go with your best guess. All of this stuff can take time, especially in your first week or two where you're adding new food after new food after new food. But what you can do in your MyFitnessPal, so if you go in and put in everything you're going to eat for today, and tomorrow you're going to eat roughly the same things, and this is why putting things on repeat just makes life so much easier. That tomorrow, what you can do is 3 dots next to breakfast or 3 dots next to meal 1. Click on the 3 dots and go copy from date, and you can copy your food across from the day before for that meal. So you could go in for tomorrow, 3 dots, copy from date, and copy it all across from yesterday. Do the same for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there you go, everything's copied. That does mean you still need to weigh things as you go and as you cook according to what you had yesterday, but it just makes entering it so much easier. The other thing you can do is to create meals. So again, go to add food, my meals, and then create a meal, and you can create meals, things that you eat regularly. Like I always have these omelets, I always have the yogurt bowls, and I don't deviate too much with the quantities. It makes my life so much easier. So I created meals for each of those. You go in, you add, like I added the yogurt, the blueberries, the protein powder, the fiber one, which is like all bran. I add them all in, the quantities that I have in for each of those. And then you go add food, my meals, create a meal, and then you would name the meal. So yogurt bowl, and then save. And then you can add that meal in automatically every time you go to eat that meal, rather than adding each ingredient one by one every single time. That saves a lot of time. And that is another reason why it's really cool to add foods and meals, just eat meals on repeat. When you're new to this, it will make your life so much easier. I promise you, it takes a lot of guesswork out of it. It takes a lot of that mind work out of it. Like it can be a complete jigsaw puzzle for the first few weeks if you're trying to eat different things every day. It can make shopping so much easier. You know exactly what you need to have in the fridge each day for your meals that you're going to eat. The only thing that can be a little hard is obviously dinner time when you're cooking for a family. When I'm in a cut, I will often, and I know this isn't great, but oftentimes I will get the family to eat what I'm having. Like if it's, pork fillets, mashed potato and beans, the family can just eat what I'm having. They don't care. Like they don't question it. Some families might not like it. Or I will eat something separate to them occasionally. But again, if you're like a big proponent of like making family meals, like a spaghetti bolognese or like a stew or a casserole or curry or something, you can go into My Meals, create a meal, or even go into recipes, go to create a recipe, and you can put all of the ingredients for that whole batch that you're making, say it's a curry, put everything into the recipe, how much chicken you're using or meat you're using, how much of the tomato sauce you're using, whatever. Just add all of the ingredients in the recipe. And then when you go in to track your calories, you can just add like your portion size. So say you had 1 serving of that recipe. You can do it that way. I recommend playing around with the app. Go into MyFitnessPal and just start, like just play around with it. You can't go wrong. Like you can't stuff this up. From here on, you are learning. Like this is going to be a learning experience for you. You will know now more about portion control. You'll know more about how much you're eating, how much you need to eat at each meal to keep you fuller or full enough and satisfied enough until the next meal. Like how much do you need to eat to stay full until lunch? Protein and fiber will be your best friends in terms of satiety. If you find that you get hungry really quickly, try to fill your meals up and base them around a protein, at least 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal, and fiber. Fiber, you want to try to aim for 25 grams of fiber per day. This will keep you full and it will keep your bowels regular and all of that stuff. It's easier to avoid hunger when you have more fiber. Fiber is things like it's your brown versions of food. So it's your brown pasta, it's your brown rice, it's your wholemeal bread. That is those versions of those foods with the fiber still in. So they take longer to digest. So that keeps you fuller for longer. White bread, white pasta, white rice is the same, but it's with that brown fiber component removed. So it's often less calorie, but very low fiber, and it's quicker to digest. So it's not going to keep you as full for as long. Just checking that's still on. So fiber, protein, drink enough water. The other thing you can do in your app is go to, I can't remember where exactly you go in it right now. So I think it's like in settings, go into settings and then go to, let me see if I can come out of this, one sec. Sorry about that. It's in more, settings, diary settings, and then go to customize meal names. So you can change it from breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks to meal 1, meal 2, meal 3, meal 4, and other. That is what I personally have it as, because I don't always eat my breakfast first thing, my meal 1 first thing in the morning. My meal 2 and my meal 3 sometimes are a few hours apart and they're both kind of in the middle of the day. So then there's not one specific one that's lunch, and then meal 4 is like dinner, but it can be any time. So I just find that works best for me, but you can customize it however you like. The other thing to think of is, just trying to think what else I need to tell you guys that's going to be helpful. You want to see the macro breakdowns of the food, so you will probably want to start focusing on your protein intake at least and your fiber. To do that, you go to more nutrition and then like nutritional breakdown or something along those lines, and you can see your breakdowns and where you're at for that day with your protein and your fiber. So look in there, nutrition, more nutrition, something along those lines, and just check where you're at with everything. You want to base all of your meals around protein, as I said. It'll help you keep fuller for longer. Calories really are just like a calorie is a unit of measure. It's an energy, it's a unit of measure for energy. So your body is going to need a specific number of calories to operate. The makeup of those calories doesn't matter so much. Your body doesn't really care too much, but you will feel differently depending on the breakdown of those calories. So some people do feel better eating more carbs, less fat, because carbs are energy. They directly convert into glycogen, which is, it's basically sugar for your cells. And we need that. Our brain needs that. We all need a certain number of calories to exist in a day. And if you suddenly eliminate carbs altogether, you'll feel like rubbish because your body does need glycogen or sugar and energy for the cells. That's what your body actually prefers. It's your body's preferred energy. Fats take a little longer to digest. Some people do feel better on a slightly higher proportion of fats than others. Again, it would depend on everyone. So this is all a learning experience. See how you feel. Usually with carbs, you get more volume in your day and more food volume. So it's easier to avoid hunger. If you are having more carbs, you'll feel more satisfied. You'll feel like you're eating more across a day rather than if you have more fats in your diet. If you're going to choose fats, try to stick to healthy fats, not saturated fats, not trans fats, nothing like that. You want to stick to your healthy omega-3s like salmon, olive oil, avocado, nuts, all of that stuff. With nuts and seeds, kind of same as with your produce, you want to weigh it out because they're quite calorie dense. So don't guess nuts and seeds in MyFitnessPal. Don't just put one handful or whatever. Weigh them because they're the things that can add up super quick. They're fat, pure fat. So you'll want to weigh nuts and seeds. All of your fats, weigh them out. There's no room for guessing when it comes to fats. That can quickly put you at maintenance. If you start guessing too much, you can very easily slip from deficit into maintenance. We don't want that because that's when you don't get anywhere. You're in a fat loss mentality, but you're not actually getting anywhere. And then sometimes it can come down to the quality of the tracking. You're actually sitting closer to maintenance than a deficit. And that's just frustrating for you. That's pretty much all I'm going to say for now. Just play around with MyFitnessPal. It looks scary. It's really not. Just start with your first meal for tomorrow. Look at what you're going to be eating and then get some cheap kitchen scales. That will make it really easy. And then weigh everything out as you go. Plan ahead. Plan the night before. Know what you're going to eat tomorrow before you go to bed the night before. It's like having a menu for the day. You know exactly what you're going to eat. You go into the kitchen, you prepare it exactly as you planned it. The more repetition you can do in these early stages, the better. It's going to make your life so much easier. It's going to make it easier to make adjustments. If you find that you're getting really hungry around mid-afternoon, then you can make adjustments. You can add in an afternoon snack. You can add more food volume to your lunch. You can make adjustments super easy if you're eating roughly the same thing every day. Include foods that you like. Do not just do healthy foods all week because come weekend you're going to feel restricted and you're just going to want to binge on all of the stuff that you enjoy. Include the foods you enjoy all week. And this is the beauty of tracking and macro tracking, that you can make allowances for everything in your day and in your diet if you track them. And if they fit into your budget, into your calorie budget, you can eat them. When I'm in a fat loss, I always have an ice cream in the afternoon, like just one of those little ones. You can scan the barcode, very easy to enter. You're not just scooping out and weighing into a bowl, like just to scan a barcode, one, single serving. I always have that mid-afternoon. It's something to look forward to. I don't feel deprived. Sometimes I'll have chocolate. Sometimes we'll have In-N-Out burger when I'm in a deficit as well. You can have whatever you want. Just make sure it's included in your budget. If you have any questions related to this, then please message me. All right, thank you and good luck.